This is the MVP Trail, the latest addition to the James Conrad Signature Creator Series lineup and MVP's first ever 10-speed disc. Over the course of this video, you'll see why this is easily my favorite MVP driver that has ever been released. And if you've watched my channel before, you know that I think that MVP's drivers are the weakest part of their lineup typically. So first we need to find out what this disc compares to out of a bunch of different discs that I own. All these. Then we need to talk about the importance of why this is MVP's first 10-speed and if it even is a 10-speed. And finally, where I first heard about the trail was from an MVP-sponsored player who's local to my area. I threw his 1 or 2 times about a month ago, and it's been in his bag ever since. So I challenged him to an 18-hole battle where if he beats me, he can take one of these and add it to his collection. If you've watched my channel before, you may have seen a video with the MVP Tesla where I reviewed Simon Lizotte's most recent Proton Signature run against some discs that I had in my bag, namely my Romans, which is an infinite discs disc, and it's the old Innova PD. The old Innova PD being what Simon used to throw. And now that he's replaced that with the Tesla, even though they call it 95-12, I found it was much more similar to like a 10403. And we might figure out some of the reasons for that in part 2 of this video, where we look at a little bit more of the technical specifications and why it might be somewhat important that MVP made a trail. But the trail has flight numbers of 10, 5, -11, meaning that if you throw it with 10 speed of power, whoever knows what that means, it's going to fly straight, get some drift, and get the same amount of finish and basically be a straight shooter. So we'll test that. See if we can throw it flat and get a little drift and a little fade. Flat, I mean a little drift and a little fade. Also, I will just say this up front, it's not a 5 glide disc. This is a 6 glide disc at least. And because I really didn't have a good idea of how that disc flew, I brought out every single 10-speed that I owned that had 4 or 5 glide, between 0 and -2 turn, and between 1 and 3 fade. Now I don't have all the discs in that category, but having thrown this disc now in preparation for this review, and you'll see my first impressions later on in the video, I don't know if any of these are going to be that similar, but I want to find which one is the most. So we'll start out with some that I think will not be crazy similar, and that is the Tesla. 9.5, -12, doesn't really have the drift, and it does have a little more fade. Closer to, like I was saying, 9.502, 10.503. So I'm gonna get a quick throw in with all of these and give you my initial thoughts and then tell you why the shape of this disc makes it a little bit more unique before we get into if it even is a 10-speed or not. A little more overstable. And a control shot with the other trail. Shortest was the Trash Panda extraterrestrial at 302 feet, and the longest was the first trail, 381 feet, followed pretty closely by the Gorgon. What's interesting is I don't know if any of the discs are crazy more understable than the trails. Got a big stack over there of some plastics of Romans, the PDs, even the Island Aztec, and they're all noticeably more overstable than the trail, which I would say is arguably the most true to flight numbers disc out of all these, 10.5, -11, except again, the glide. But to be honest with you, the trail might be the best one of all these. So we'll throw them back, and this time, try to throw them on a little hyzer flip, because there we might be able to see a little better difference, especially between the Gorgon and the trail, I believe. think I have my recommendation for the closest. This is how I think it all breaks out by stability. The most overstable are going to be the Trash Panda Extraterrestrial 2 alongside of the Tesla. The Tesla only really edges out the next most overstable because it is very flat. Next are going to be both of the PDs and the PD that has a new name. So we have the Last Howl, the Neo PD, which they're not the most overstable PDs. If you get a C-line one, it's gonna be off the charts. Then you have the Halo Roman, which this is what I bag. I love this disc. It's got some good glide, but a little bit more overstable. In between these categories is another Roman. It's a metal flake. It's closer over here right now, but that's just because it's beat in. Typically they'll start out a little straighter, but it still has a little bit of dome, which is why it's in between these classes. Getting closer and closer to the trail is going to be your iBlend Aztec, very domey, still is kind of a true 10.5, -1.2. Not really 6, doesn't have the craziest amount of glide, but gets some turn and then a little bit of fade. The Proto Glow Roman is the run that's gonna be coming out with my new stamp on it. The only reason that this isn't down here is because of the flatness. I actually love this for my forehand because it's so flat, and I like it on backhand for nice flip ups. Similar to the Tesla, it gets a little more dumpy fade, which is why it's not down here. This combined with the Sphinx, I think is very similar to the Trail, especially rivaling the distance, because my Halo Sphinx have some torque resistance like these do. They have a lot of glide and push like these do, but I think these go farther. Lockdown, very similar stability, so it's over here. Moving really close to the Trail, and these are probably the ones that are closest. The Grady Shoe, swirly S-Bun Romans, nice push, nice flip up, good dome. Finish Line Era, very good disc. I haven't thrown this too much, but very similar to the Trail. This one might be the closest overall. Halo S-Blend Aztec, also similar, and interestingly, the Halo is more flippy than the iBlend. The TD honestly is in here because of the glide. It's got good push, it's got a little bit of flip up. It's not quite as understable as the Trail, but it is just about as glidey, and it's pretty much the only thing that rivals it while still maintaining a pretty tight left to right. Then of course, you have the Trails, and the only thing that's more understable here is the Innova Gorgon. But that brings us to the shape of the Trail and why it's so impressive. This is the profile of the Trail. As you can see, it has a good amount of dome, but the dome is very similar to the time lapse, which is the first 12 speed that MVP made, where it's mostly coming from this shoulder, and it's not like an equal amount of dome all across the top. It's mostly the shoulder and then a little bit on top, but I think that has to do with how MVP has to make these discs with the overmolding process. But to be honest with you, the flight of this is going to rival distance drivers on the same lines as mid-ranges, and you'll really see that exemplified during the 18-hole round. But the importance of the shape, I think, also comes in that the time lapse, because of the same way that they have to make the dome, which is mostly raising the shoulder up. It feels significantly better as a 10-speed, arguably an 11-speed, but it feels really good in the hand, whereas the time lapse can feel a little bit big, which is why this disc, when I first picked it up, I was like, oh, this is an 11-speed. PDGA might agree, MVP doesn't, and let's get into why that's important before I show you some honestly absolutely ridiculous shots that I was able to throw with this thing today. I might have thrown my farthest ever shot with this disc, was just a 10-speed. So here's the interesting thing about the Trail. MVP says that this is their first official 10-speed driver. If we go onto MVP's website right here, we'll see 10.5, -1.1 are the official numbers. Stable to unstable distance driver. They call it distance rather than, I typically call something like a 9 or 10-speed a control driver, sometimes even some 11 speeds. But the way that this thing flies into the distances it gets, I would even put it in the distance driver category. As you might expect of a Conrad disc, because this is in his line, along with the Detour, the mid-range, the Nomad, the Putter, and then I believe the Zenith as well, and maybe one other that I'm forgiving, but I don't have any of the rest of them. It's a disc that excels in hyzer flip drives and turnovers. Throwers of all power levels will find the Trail to be an exceptionally responsive driver for a variety of shot shapes, making it a phenomenal disc for all skill levels. All models in the 20mm distance driver class, displayed by relative stability, are just the Trail. And this is what's super interesting about it, because MVP claims that this is their first ever 10-speed disc. And the reason that I'm reading all this is because this is what MVP is claiming and talking about the disc. And before in reviews, I would talk about what companies would say about discs, but I never really look at the actual claims and test them a little bit. So that's what we're going to start doing in a decent bit more reviews, hopefully. But they call it a 20mm distance driver class, and that's important because if we click into their website, and 20mm is also, for us silly little Americans, 20mm is 2.0 centimeters, and that'll be important in a second. Store that away for later. But if I just delete this filter, we can see all of MVP's discs, and they're sorted not by like 14.5 speed, which is essentially what it is, but 24.5 millimeters or 2.45 centimeters. You have the dimension, teleport, relativity, limit, all 14.5 speeds. If you just subtract 10 from the millimeter number, you basically get the speed of drivers. This does break down in a second, but 23 millimeters are all these 13 speeds, 21 are the 11 speeds, and then there were no 20mm drivers, but now you have the 10-speed Trail, which to me, best distance driver
control driver, fairway driver, anything that has a wing, best one of it that MVP has ever made. It was interesting to note, honestly, though, that for MVP, 18.5 millimeters instead of 19 millimeters was the 9 speeds. Don't exactly know why that is. So on and so forth until you get to 14.5 millimeters, which is a 5-speed, and then 13 millimeters are also 5 speeds. So kind of breaks down 12.5 millimeters, detour, 5-speed, breaks down a little bit at that point. This kind of system carries over into Axiom discs where you have the same exact breakdowns, similar to Streamline. Oh, and here we have some 19 millimeter. Maybe that's just has to do with the overmold. I don't really know. Here's the thing though. When a disc gets approved for PDGA play, this one doesn't even say it on there, which means that you can use them in PDGA sanctioned tournaments, and almost all tournaments in disc golf right now are PDGA sanctioned. The PDGA takes a bunch of measurements for it. And so, as you can see, I have all the rest of these tabs open up here. The Roman, the disc in this 10-speed category, 10403, that one is 1.9 centimeters or 19 millimeters. So we do have a 19 millimeter 10 speed there. Then we have the PD, also 19 millimeters. Aztec, 21 millimeters, which would make that an 11 speed, even though that's a 10 speed from Infinite. Innova Gorgon, also 11 speed. And this is why just taking just the rim thickness doesn't give you the full picture, because I would say that neither of those are actually true 11 speeds if you compare them to like a Wraith or something. Beast from Innova, 10 speed that I don't have. 20 mil. Orc, also 10 speed, true 10 speed. Invictus, not quite a true 10 speed, as we can see, 21 millimeters. The Arrow from Finish Line discs, which I think flies very, very similar to these trails, true 10 speed, quote unquote. The Vulture from Discraft is kind of the biggest anomaly out here, because that one is 10502, but it's a 1.8 centimeter rim thickness, which would make that an 8 speed, I guess. And this is where I don't know how stringent the PDGA is with all of their classifications. And then the Trail, 21 millimeters. That actually really surprised me. And then I looked up the Tesla, and this one is a 10 speed. But that's very interesting because MVP called that an 18.5 millimeter disc because they didn't have any 19 millimeter ones. And so the PDGA is a millimeter bigger for both of these discs. And a millimeter is very small. But this honestly makes me want to get some digital calipers. I would say that bears out in how far this thing flies, as you guys are about to see. But I just thought this was relatively interesting. If I was MVP, I would be a little bit frustrated if I made a first, 10 speed disc, 20 millimeters, and then you go on PDGA, and according to your own classification system, the Tesla is a 10 speed, and this is an 11 speed. But little interesting factoid before we head on to hole 1. We've made it 18 holes versus MVP sponsored player.
Caleb Tucker.
I saw you like maybe a month ago, and you had me throw these things. So
Yep.
This has been in your bag a little bit.
This has been in my bag for a while.
I'm interested in your thoughts then, because I still, the only throws I've ever had with it are with yours so far. I still haven't touched these yet.
It's really a perfect driver. It's the straightest driver maybe I've ever thrown. And it's really torque resistant as well.
I asked him if he wanted to play for anything. He said a better color trail. So if he beat me today, he can snag one of these. You guys will already have seen me throw these and find out which disc they compare most to, but these are going to be some fresh reactions here because I can't be playing too much when it's 105 degrees out. So I'm going to wait until it's a little closer to sunset and the weather's gone down. You want to go first, second? How you thinking?
I'll go first.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know if I can reach it on the hyzer. I'll
Here,
try.
how about like if you have 2 trails, you can go 2 off the top. What do you think?
Okay,
No, I'm just kidding.
sure.
I'm just kidding. Oh, wow.
Is that perfect?
Yeah, you knew that distance really well.
Oh, it's so long.
This also has a little dome to it, which is not typical from MVP discs. They start making 12 speeds, they start making 10 speeds, they start putting dome on these guys. Skip straight. That's
Good
kind of
shot.
a putt. What division are you typically playing right now, Caleb?
I've actually been trying to think about this a lot. I've been playing a lot of MA1, a little bit of MPO, and some juniors at Worlds, but I think I'm going to try to play some more pro events and a DGT Junior National Championship, and that's here. And I'm the highest rated right now going into it, so
Sweet.
I'm really hoping to take that one down.
Solid player, but we're playing 18 holes. That way, hopefully, you can get some looks, forehand, backhand, slightly different power, slightly different shot shapes. Rip through it, and hopefully I don't have to give up one of these bad boys, because I've been giving away too many discs recently, honestly. I've been losing all my challenges. Uh-oh. Nice.
I don't think I can get a forehand there. I'll try. Oh, I can.
Oh, that's so smooth.
If it gets there.
Oh,
0 ground play.
I think you just nailed the trunk of the tree.
Yeah.
That was really nice. It makes me want to try another forehand, but the way that first one came out, I think I need to warm up the backhand. So I think purple will be the forehand. Oh, it's got to sit or skip. Or both. I think that's fine. Maybe a little deep. The one thing about Caleb is you don't get a lot of strokes on the green. So
Don't say that right before I putt.
He just never ever has missed a putt, and I've never seen him miss a single putt. It's kind of ridiculous. 100% track record inside the circle.
Yep, you're
See?
right.
100%. Just got to big you up before you make it. You prove me right.
Rare C1 make
Oh my gosh.
from Banana.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut the segment here, and it was great to have you on the channel. Hopefully, you never come back.
All right, another forehand. I don't think there's a really good trail backhand on this hole. Get there, sit.
Down the hill, or in. Ooh, it's a little sketch putt, but that was so smooth. These are all kind of swirly. Yours is way swirlier than these two, but even these have little swirls in them.
For sure, the new blend is a little softer.
I mean, MVP's always had nice plastic, but if they're adding dome and little like stock swirly boys. Oh, it flipped up. Get around it. Ooh. I think I'd rather be putting from your side of the hill. Ooh, oh, oh.
Is it rolling?
No. Just make it. Get back to level.
Oh no.
Problem is, if you get through that tree, there might be literally nothing coming up the hill. Every time I've thrown it, it's been a little straighter on the hyzer than I expect. I expect it to kind of push on the hyzer, but it goes straight while still being on hyzer. The way you've been throwing forehands, this is your hole right now.
No, this is way too far. It is. Wow.
Jeez.
This is the best forehand day of my life.
Well, this is not looking good for me right now.
That's really good.
Hole 5, way down there. 415. This is one of the few holes that I feel like I have a legit advantage on you right now. So
I would agree with that.
let's hope you find a way to double it and. Oh, that's smooth. That's real smooth. Oh, I smoothed you.
Dang it.
There's a little headwind, so it's gonna play a little far. And I've noticed throwing these so far that, like I was saying on that way, is they're staying like on hyzer, but they're not like pushing on a hyzer. They're kind of staying straight, which is kind of hallmark of a very glidey disc. Reminds me honestly of a glitch in that way. And like Watt does a similar thing sometimes. So I think if I put it on a lot of hyzer, it might get the flip up, and you got to give it the height to get back.
That's really good. Wow.
I think I like it.
Yeah, I feel like the trail is pretty much like a way for more powerful throwers. It's a little bit more torque resistant. It's very glidey, which compensates for the speed, and it's really just dead straight, which is great. Pretty much throwing this how I threw the wave last year. So, like,
that's cool.
In the increase in power, it balances out nicely.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Hey, you've never missed circle one putt though, so you're good. Might have got stopped up in the slog somewhere.
Yeah, you're like 25.
Ooh, dang it. Buckets. Oh, dude. Gotta take better advantage of those opportunities. That's the last one I can let slip through my fingers. Oh, you're so good at this, dude.
Get left.
No,
That's good.
Perfect.
It just glides left. Good putt. That's not a pickup.
You're good, dude. Hole 7. Back on the mound. 355. I have to birdie this one. Not the easiest birdie.
Hole 7 in the headwind. Tough birdie no matter what, and the headwind doesn't help. Oh no. Okay, that was.
All right, I have to finally capitalize on an opportunity. Unless he makes an 80-footer. You're so straight that I think I'd rather skip by the basket and skip down that hill. So we're gonna try to see just what a flat drifting shot looks like. Whoa. The first cracks in the armor. Oh my.
Dang it.
Good did. Where did I go? I thought I threw it like right into this wall. To where it could crack it almost.
I think that would have been the longest putt of my career.
Yeah, that was Real long one.
You might have got stuck in the rocks.
I was hoping to hit one of these little clusters. It might have just hit some ground, like pretty soft, and
That's down there.
juiced it. Oh, yeah. Brutal.
I think I'm probably gonna go with the trail here.
Dude, that's your forehand disc.
It is now.
That is your forehand
Let's go.
disc. What the heck? 2 back still. Just gotta stay even with him on this one. Don't hit that. Oh, woo. Oh, it's so straight. Wow.
Get up.
I thought I'd have a lot more hookup than that. That might be like the most true negative 1-1 disc.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 back. Confident are you feeling now? 3 strokes, 3 8 holes.
Probably pretty low. Pretty low
Low?
confidence,
What?
especially on this hole.
Dude, that and your forehand go together.
It's still a scary putt though.
Yeah, I hope you stay aggressive on that one.
Layups are for basketball.
You know, I think my problem is I have to switch up which are my forehand and backhand discs. So this one's gonna be my forehand one now because he's been throwing it so good, and this one's closer to green. The logic makes sense if you don't think about it.
That's
See?
really good.
The logic makes sense if you don't think about it too hard. Sit down. No. Oh,
Did you get Adam'd?
I saw it curl a little bit like this, but it was also right at the precipice. So it could have done this and just went straight down the hill, or it could be great.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You all the way down there?
I'm on the other side of the gully,
No way.
and I skipped it here. They call it a trail for a reason. It's just gonna go.
Come on, let's go.
Oh my.
I don't know if I've ever shot a 6 down front 9 here.
Dude, it's a great score. You need to take the rest of this out of your bag. I can't believe this did that to me. No way. He had a front 9. I'm about to have a back 9. 4 strokes to make up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just impressed. I want to see him keep filleting this because he's on a crazy good pace. Don't tell him I said that, okay? We're fierce competitors.
Usually, I was not expecting to play this well because I thought my forehand was bad, but I guess not.
You just haven't been throwing the trail on a forehand, and now you figured out it's your disc.
Yeah, I actually have not. Get up. Oh,
Ooh.
of course we say that and I threw the worst shot of the round.
Hey, carry that energy into the next couple. Appreciate it. I do like his line of the forehand, but I feel like my forehand's been coming out even lower. So I think we're just gonna try the over the top. Oh, I didn't put it wide enough. No.
You forgot that it's glidey.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Not gonna lie, make this momentum swing, baby. Hat's been on the wrong way.
The superstitions do not work.
Still Caleb's box.
I guess this is the first true, like backhand, or I guess the second true backhand test of this trail. Perfect hole for it.
11 or so.
Oh, I slipped. That's not good. But it still holds so straight.
Yeah, that's still a putt for you. If I don't birdie this hole, I essentially feel like it's all over. Like, this is like stock. You got to get this one.
Great shot. Oh
Job
my
done
God.
there. Practice shot for his tournament and just so disrespectful on my own channel, honestly.
I don't know which one to putt with.
If he makes this. Oh my gosh.
Oh, finally lost the box.
Dude, I thought you made that the whole way. I think as long as I'm only back 1 on hole 18, I can get to 2 and send it to overtime. Basket there, 302 feet, forehand, backhand, however you want to get there. All I know is I have to birdie out to have a chance. But I can skip in.
Skip in.
Oh, a little short, but 15 feet.
Shout out to Hello Kitty for keeping my hands dry. Way right. Oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh.
Caleb.
Maybe the implosion is happening.
Caleb. We did not throw the best shots.
Terrible shot. by
Outside
me.
look.
but
I got a C1's look.
makeable like always. All right, I'm going orangey.
Good backstop.
Wow.
And then there were two. 13, 348. Got a big old hyzer. I know Caleb's gonna take that, but
No.
I'm probably just gonna throw a smoothie up the middle.
Perfect shot shape for the trail, but a little short.
Yeah, I really think the biggest problem I would have is turn it over a little too much. So I gotta mitigate that. And if anything, just more height and.
Oh, he does it.
That's my favorite disc MVP makes right now. That's like a driver. That is so good.
Do you bag an MVP?
Bag a Watt and an MV.
Oh, wow. Nice.
The Watt's my favorite disc right now, I think.
That's great.
Just in general. Oh, you did it better.
Go
Stay
in.
straight. Oh,
What a hit.
shorty. Here, I think this might be the trail line. Gotta find the trail in the sky.
I think so. I think so. Oh.
Dang it.
Yep. Let's go.
Never missed a day in his life.
I just missed like 3 putts in a row.
Not in the circle.
Oh, fair. This is the worst trail hole. If there's a bad trail hole, for me.
Every hole's a trail hole. What's a fairway except for a trail, Caleb?
You
Buckets.
threw it perfectly.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wish I could throw it
This
like
is
that.
like, what's interesting too, I think what I found about these are, they are like the mid-range drivers, because a lot of other drivers, I like don't have that much touch with, but this one for some reason feels easy to have touch with, which I don't know what it is, but this is my favorite one, I'm telling you.
It flies almost like a hex as a fairway.
Yeah.
Love it.
But like not even a fairway,
Or
like
a 10.
like a control driver, like
Yeah.
a fast disc, like
It's
it
fa-
goes far and it flies like a hex. It's nuts.
Is it grenade time? No. Oh, no. Somehow I didn't hit a tree.
Park the short.
No!
He's so good at putting. It's not even funny, dude. And then there was one. And then there was one. 347, par 3. Let's keep it rolling.
Big hyzer time.
Could go really big hyzer, which I think is much better for distance control, or try smoothing out there. So I'm not going to make the same mistake I made on 10. Give it the right width.
Really big hyzer.
You said big hyzer time. I just got to listen. Oh, that's
Gosh dang.
pretty good.
Is there a headwind?
You're just throwing a trail. Flippy boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Outside the circle so I don't have to ruin my stats.
I mean, that's a bad way to think about it. I'm about to tie it up.
How did yours catch?
You got to pay the basket before the round. You got to know which one it's going to be. Honestly, this disc seems to go so far, I might be able to give myself a putt on the next hole. 7-7, baby.
This is a pathetic back nine.
I think it's
For
pretty
me-
good back nine, actually.
for
I'm
me-
loving life. Caleb just asked a good question if we could throw the upshot with the trail or putters. I said trail or putters, whichever one. I'm going to go for the really big shot.
All around.
I'm going around because this thing seems to have a good fight. No wind really to speak of. And these things just want to push. So it's about 580-ish. So I really rip it. I think I can give myself a really long putt.
Oh my gosh.
Please flex. Stop turning so much. Oh my gosh, dude. That's so big.
That was crazy. That's the farthest shot I've seen on the hole, and he threw it with a 10.
This is like, I'm not going to bag this disc just because my bag is set and I love my bag, but like, I could. This
Yeah.
thing is so good. Wow, that rhymed. That was bars. Oh, that's so money too.
It just pushes.
You don't have to throw it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a
And even
driver
if-
for everybody.
Even if you do, it's not going to burn.
No. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
This is like farther than I normally land. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably 425-ish. Just bomb.
With
On
a 10
hyzer.
speed.
10 speed
I don't know
hyzer.
how to throw this shot. I'll just throw it back in.
Nice upshot, dude.
Let's go.
Too bad you got it stroked for not using the trail. Oh my gosh. I don't believe this. I'm putting from 47 feet, you think?
Yeah, that's like at least 540. That's crazy.
That's nuts, dude. This is the best drive I've ever had in this hole. This is the best drive I've ever seen on this hole, honestly.
Yeah, I've never seen something even close to that.
For legit, too. Yeah, this disc is... Wow. Comes out Friday, I think.
This would be a diabolical eagle.
No. I was so worried about that ceiling. No!
Banana
Dang
2
it.
is really good at putting.
The ceiling wouldn't have even touched it. It wasn't even iron branches at all. What a baby.
What am I at right now?
Right, I
I
had to
think
take
we
the
were
lead.
at 7.
Yeah, we were at 7, so this is 8. I can't believe that wouldn't have affected it, and I just didn't make that putt.
It's way left, but also really good.
No!
Like that. Skip.
Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Oh, no. Drain this 40-footer. I liked both of those putts. Great line. I was just scared of the height, so give it the right height.
Oh my gosh.
Right in between those. It's so good. Dang it, I thought I drilled it.
No pictures on the scorecard, I guess.
Just videos on the internet. One stroke lead. You just got to maintain it.
I think a 3 will do. I don't
Wow.
trust Tony's 2 abilities here. Sono's up again. That'll be a tough 3. Oh, he might have done it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I hit some shrubs on the way up.
Try to throw the hyzer. Yes.
Made him throw the trail. Oh,
Let's go.
baby.
I mean, it's not over. After my putt in the last hole.
That's true, that's true. Let's go.
Was that 1,000 rated? With a
Think so.
trail?
I think you shot 10, yeah. Oh, well, I didn't expect him to be a pro trail master and absolutely demolished me today, so I think they fly pretty much the same.
I like this blue, honestly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's pretty clean. I mean,
Yeah.
don't thank me, thank
They both-
yourself. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. What are you talking about? Definitely
great.
seems to me to be closer to like 11 speed distances, like distance driver distances, but like mid-range controllability, which is I threw probably one of the farthest shots I've ever thrown today on hole 16. That was ridiculous
crazy.
shot. Yeah, go follow Caleb if you want.
Thank you.
Follow winners only, so maybe don't subscribe to this channel.
Thank you, Bonanza, for having me on the video. And go get a trail because it's the greatest disc ever.
Oh my gosh, you aced it. Oh, dude, that's
No.
so smooth. That goes
Wow.
so far. I wonder how far I can throw this episode. We're going to UDIS this, and if it's not over 450 feet, I'm going to give it to him, too.
I think you'll keep that.
Jeez.
Wow.
Sheesh. Let's go so far.